Hey yo, Chris here, and thanks for tuning into the Delta. And welcome to the 5 things to get excited about for the Austrian Grand Prix. I always want to say Australia. The quick and straight to the point video of if you don't have time to read articles, you don't have time to watch hours of Formula One content and news, this is the video for you. So without further ado, let's get into it. But before we get started, like and subscribe to the channel. Okay, now let's get into it. Number 5, it's a sprint weekend. Be there or be square. I can't say I personally love the sprint format that Formula One uses, but I do like the fact that the way the weekend is structured forces teams to have to quickly and efficiently hone their car in for the feature race. So this Friday we have practice, sprint qualifying. Saturday, sprint race, then regular qualifying. Sunday, race. You don't have 3 hours to be monkeying around with your car to make it absolutely perfect for Sunday's race. So that's what I like about the sprint weekends. I don't necessarily think we need one every weekend, but they're pretty cool in the sense that I love seeing teams have to scramble to get their car fixed. Number 4, I have RB and Williams. Can they bounce back after the Spanish Grand Prix? I guess you could throw Ferrari into that mix too. But those two teams particularly, barely showed up to the race. They might as well just stayed home. They did not have any pace. They did not have any speed. RB says that they were pleased with how the car was operating, but not pleased with the results. So we'll see what they can do about that. And Williams, I don't even know what to think. Both drivers complained that the car was struggling the entire time. Moving on to number 3, track limits are going to be a thing. Maybe. Just before shooting this video, I just read an article that said that there at the Red Bull Ring, they adjusted turn 9 and 10 by adding gravel to help prevent people from going off the track, because it was a severe issue last year where 7 different drivers got track limit penalties, and Esteban Ocon got 4 on his own. So it's a big deal. The stewards told the teams they need to figure out a way to prevent it from happening, because it is a total chaos, I guess, for the FIA to figure out after a race. As people were complaining about it taking so long for all these penalties and stuff like that to come down the line after the race, and they said, well, we had over 1,200 track limit things to look at. That's a big deal to them. Obviously, it's a big deal to the drivers because they don't know if they do or don't have a penalty. So track limits, pay attention to them. I am curious to see if the gravel pits will actually make a difference, or if drivers are gonna be like, screw it, I'm just gonna take what I can get. Moving on, number 2, you have, can Mercedes keep the momentum on to Austria? After Spain, they look quick. They look pretty good there in Canada as well. They seem to have put everything in order to be a competitive team. Unfortunately, I think it's a little too late for them to chase for the Constructors' Championship, but at least we're looking at a fun Mercedes team that is going to apply pressure at least to Ferrari and possibly McLaren. And then the number 1 thing that I'm going to be watching for this weekend's race is, can Lando catch Verstappen? Lando is 2nd in the Drivers' Championship, not capable of catching him in this race particularly. But just on the track itself, Lando has been so close 2 times, and 1 time he got, and a 3rd time that they're in Miami, he got lucky with a safety car and was able to get the victory. But they're in Imola, and then last week in Spain, he seemed to be catching Verstappen and just falling shy. I really want to know if he's just pushing that hard or if the car is really that quick, and if Verstappen is able to maintain the lead or if he's laying off to preserve his car. So we're going to be in Austria this weekend, and that is the big one I want to see. Can Verstappen keep Lando off his tail, or can Lando finally catch Verstappen? And a little bonus tidbit, Alpine has slowly found their footing. I've been poo-pooing them off and on all year. I know I've said that a bunch of times this week, but it is kind of amazing because they started off in a tractor there in Bahrain, and to see them get double points and competing for Q3s in qualifying is pretty interesting. So that's another thing that I'm going to be looking forward to, especially on qualifying. I want to see if Alpine can get into Q3. Oh yeah, last and final thing, weather update. Weather reports are constantly been changing over the last 2 days. As of recording here on a Wednesday, the 26th, literally went from a rainy Friday to a hot Saturday to a cloudy Sunday to now it's going to be cloudy on Friday, hot on Saturday, and thunderstorms and showers possible on Sunday. So I'm sure it is a disaster for any team strategist. So who knows what we're getting? We may get intermediates, we may get the slicks, who knows? But weather always throws a monkey wrench in the system too. So sprint weekend, track limits. RB and Williams and Alpine are going to be back markers and midfield people to watch. Mercedes trying to keep that momentum, and Lando versus Verstappen. That's what I got in the quick brief of what to look for at the Austria Grand Prix. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and have fun out there. Bye.